Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, fans react after Dana White suggests that Kamaru Usman surpassed Georges St-Pierre as the greatest welterweight of all time. Next, Dana White reveals UFC commentator Joe Rogan worked his first 12-13 events free of charge. Lastly, Gary says coward Colby Covington hasn't said yes to fighting him. Fight fans have reacted to Dana White's suggestion that Kamaru Usman is the greatest welterweight of all time. The UFC CEO has never been one to shy away from a debate, and he's always going to speak his mind. In a recent podcast appearance, he caught many off guard by suggesting that Kamaru Usman, not Georges St-Pierre, is the greatest welterweight ever. Here is what he said: "You might not like Kamaru, you might not like whatever you might not like about it, but you can't deny that he is the greatest welterweight of all time. You can't deny it. You cannot. Don't like Kamaru all you want. Whatever you don't like about him, that's your deal. You can't deny it." As you can probably imagine, a lot of fans disagree with that thought. Here is what they said. Hell no, GSP is easily the GOAT welterweight. Usman hasn't even surpassed Matt Hughes on that list, let alone GSP. For Dana, anyone who's challenged him will get dragged through the mud. How? George has almost twice as many title defenses. Dana White has revealed that for the first chapter of his UFC career, Joe Rogan commentated on events for free. For the longest time now, Joe Rogan has been a mainstay in the UFC. He's been one of the defining voices in the promotion, and as we look ahead to the future, it doesn't seem like he's planning on hanging up his microphone anytime soon. Joe has been around since the early days of the UFC, and as such, he has a pretty good relationship with UFC CEO Dana White. In a recent podcast appearance, White revealed the extent of Rogan's loyalty. Here is what he said: "If you look at where the UFC was at that time, we were losing money like crazy. We bought it for $2 million, which sounds like a great story now. We ended up being almost $40 million in the hole before we turned it around." But Joe Rogan did like the first 12 or 13 shows for free. He said, "Yeah, I'll come there and do it and sit in the best seats in the house and everything else. I would do anything for Joe Rogan." Online videos were exchanged, but Gary doubts Colby Covington actually wants to fight him. Gary called out Covington after defeating Jeff Neal at UFC 298, and Covington eventually responded to his challenge, but with stipulations. Covington's stipulations were surrounding Gary's wife, Layla, but Gary thinks the former interim champion is just trying to delay the process. Here is what he said: "This is the thing. He's trying to avoid me. He doesn't want to talk about the fight. He's a man of excuses. The truth is, let's see if he signs the contract. Let's see if he steps into the octagon, or if he just tries to run, or if he just tries to extend it and make it. In my mind, he's a coward." Gary threw a stipulation of his own, paying homage to TKO Group Holdings Inc.'s WWE's I Quit match, in which he wants the loser to never compete in MMA again. Here is what he said: "I'm going to make Colby say I quit. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to point his face at Donald Trump, and I'm going to be like, say it. Say it to your president. Don't say it to me. Say it to Trump. I want him to look into your eyes when you say I quit." Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.